Hey AfterBuzzers, Brooke here. Tonight we are discussing Season 12 of The Voice, Episodes 11 and 12, and we have a special guest in the house, so stay tuned. You don't want to miss this.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Listen close. This is all you.
It's a Davina Leone original.
I love it.
Thank you.
Oh,
It's beautiful.
I think my brother produced it, actually.
No kidding.
that's
He's
amazing.
a music producer, yeah.
I want to ask you about that, but before we get too excited, guys, welcome back to our Tuesday evenings here at AfterBuzz for The Voice, episode 11 and 12 of season 12. And obviously, we have the fabulous contestant herself, Davina Leone. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello. Thank you so much. Hi, that's my introduction.
Where can they find you on social media if they want to tag along? And
Twitter is at Davina Leone. Instagram is at Davina_Leone, because Davina Leone was taken for some reason. And then that's pretty much it. I'm Davina Leone everywhere. So.
I took it. I'll sell it back to you, though.
Okay, I
it'll
mean,
cost you a small fee.
it was you.
There you go.
And
I watch the
Chris
birth
to my
registries and just grab all the names. I'm Chris. You can find me at Chris Howard. Where can they find me?
Chris Howard Live.
Chris Howard Live. Yeah, find me at Chris Howard Live on Twitter and Instagram.
Hey guys, I'm Allie Bailey. You can find me on social media at Allie Bailey_1.
And I'm Brooke Lacey, and you can find me on all social media at Brooke Lacey H. So let's get right to it. We want to talk all about you this evening. So first, let's go back in time to how did you get started in music?
Oh wow. I started music when I was like, I don't know, 5 maybe. I just loved to sing. I loved to perform. I was always doing musical theater or little plays and things like that. And then when I was, I think, 11, I got news that this play Annie was going to be like having auditions at the Actors Playhouse in Miracle Mile, which was like this huge theater. And I was like, oh my gosh, maybe I can go audition, because my friend was auditioning. So I tell my mom, and I'm like, Mom, I'm going to audition. I was like this little 10-year-old. I was like, Mom, I'm going to audition for Annie. And she's like, you don't even know how to sing, because she never heard me. Like, no, I never told anybody I could sing. I would just lock
Now we
myself
can
in my
fact
room.
check here because your mom's on the couch. She's
Yes.
not on camera, but we
Yes.
can fact check. This is all true, right? Okay, this is the real way. With
Yes.
Wait,
Yeah.
I want to hear about that though. So you
Yeah.
would sing in your room by yourself.
Yes, by myself. I just I don't know why. I knew I loved it. I had a whole wall of mirrors, and I would just put on little feather boas and sing along to Kelly Clarkson and Christina Aguilera. And I was like, I think I actually enjoy doing this. Like, I do it all the time. I might as well go out in the world and actually do it. So auditioned for Annie, and they said I was too young to play Annie, but they cast me as one of the orphans anyway. And it was surreal. Like, my mom saw me on stage for the first time, and she didn't know what to do because she had no idea I could sing, and it was amazing. It was one of the best experiences ever. It kind of catapulted me. I got addicted to the stage, and then from then on I was doing plays and singing songs in school. And then in high school, that's when it grew into okay, I could write my own songs, taught myself guitar. And
Wow, that's impressive. High school, you were writing your own songs.
yeah.
And
That's cool.
Because we learned this, that you speak multiple languages,
Yes.
not just French.
Prove it.
So tell us, your mom is from France originally.
Yes.
And then you came over here. You said you were.
I was
still-
unborn.
You were unborn. Tummy traveler.
Yes.
And then was French your first language, or?
Pretty much. I mean, my parents didn't speak any English when we were growing up, so we kind of just spoke French to them the whole time. And then when we would go to school, we would learn English. So I think my brother actually, didn't he develop a weird speech impediment because of learning 2 languages at the same time? Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
what's that he said? Oh, he's speaking French.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
It was a lot. It was
So
too many
confused
languages
with-
everywhere, and then Spanish because we lived in Miami. So
I mean, is that true? A speech impediment?
yeah, he had to go to a speech therapist and everything when he was younger, but he's fine now.
Okay.
I'm making him sound really weird. He's totally fine.
The song that you that we just played, remind me the name.
Falling. Yes.
Your brother actually produced it.
Yes,
And
he did.
And does he sing as well or
He does sing, and I think he's a great singer, but he's really shy about his voice. He used to take vocal lessons with me, and it was so much fun, but then he was like, I think I like behind the scenes more.
So do you guys work together a lot?
Yeah, we do actually. He's great. I mean, he's working a lot right now in the Latin market, doing a bunch of songs for like really big people. I'm not allowed to talk about it yet, I guess,
Really?
still, right?
But he's
But you'll
really
see for sure.
So is your
Yes.
whole family here in LA now?
No, just me and my mom. My brother was out here, but he's moving back to Miami.
Okay.
And then my dad's in Miami.
So that must have been useful. I mean, were you living in Miami at all while you were recording and that type of thing?
Yeah.
So-
I moved out here only 3.5 years ago, so everything up till now has been done in Miami and in those
So
kind of
he was
studios.
producing most of the stuff you were doing then, wasn't he?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's pretty lucky.
Yeah. It was so nice to keep it all in the family.
That's amazing. And I saw that you opened for One Republic, which
Yes.
I loved them.
Oh my
So
God, me too.
When was that, and like how did that happen?
So that was 2013? It was Sundance, for the Sundance Film Festival. They were doing this like private show at Star Bar, and the owner of the bar had heard me sing, and he's like, yeah, let's have her open for them. So I was like, cool. So we flew out to Utah. My brother actually played in the band with us. He plays guitar.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and my mom was, so it was like our whole family just went to Sundance, and it was
like the
so
Partridge
much fun.
Family.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And did you get to meet them? And
Yes, I went backstage with them. They were all super nice. And then we stayed really close with their sound mixer, who was like mixing their stuff live. It was really cool. So.
That's amazing. And you play instruments as well, because you obviously write your own stuff. So what all do you play?
I play mostly guitar and piano.
Okay.
But when I was younger, I played like clarinet, violin, cello, steel drums.
What?
Steel drums is the most random one, but it's the most. I'm the most proud of it because it's like what. And
Well, that's kind of interesting. Steel drums because of your Brandon that you were doing your
Yes,
knockout
from
with,
the
or the
Virgin
What do they call
Islands.
it? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's from the Virgin Islands. He
Isn't that crazy how life just comes
Yeah.
back around?
You could have brought out the steel drum.
Yeah, totally.
So what motivated your move from Miami to LA?
Oh wow. I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that I had this drive in me to do singing, and I felt kind of stuck in Florida because I had gotten bullied and I didn't have that many friends, so I hadn't established that much of a life there. So I was like, you know what? I could just go to LA. There's so many more opportunities, because while I was touring, every time I'd go to LA, it was like I'd have all these gigs lined up. I had the most fun when I was out here. I felt the most at home when I was out here too. So one day I was like, you know what? I just need to just go. I need to go and pursue my dream. I'll go to school on the side because I want to get an education. So I was doing school and singing, and I was auditioning for American Idol, America's Got Talent, The Voice 4 times. I was just hustling as much as I could until something stuck.
Yeah, so wait, so tell us, you said you auditioned 4 times for The Voice, and then, so tell us about how you got into this season.
So I heard about this season, and I had auditioned 3 times before and got super close each time. And I was kind of starting to get discouraged, but something inside of me was like, don't let that discourage you. Keep it going, keep it going. So I was like, okay, I got the email notification, open casting call for The Voice. Let's do it. I was all ready to go. I was like about to go the weekend before. And then my vocal coach told me, Davina, why don't you just email? You have their email, right? And I was like, well, yeah. And she's like, just email them and ask if you can go audition. And I'm like, I can email them? Like, I thought, once you're done auditioning, it's like you can't contact them anymore, like lose those emails. So I emailed them, and they were like, yeah, for sure, come in on Monday. And I was like, okay.
That was a very fortuitous email you sent. 'cause
Right?
Imagine if you didn't.
Imagine.
Yeah.
Oh my
So
gosh.
we
yeah.
have the live chat up, and so we've got some cool questions coming in. I know that.
Can I ask you one thing before you go to that?
yeah.
I just want to know, you said you auditioned 3 times before. Did you actually, did you go to the blinds where they...
No.
So
Each time I would get like right before they would start the weeks of the blinds.
So
and
you
stuff.
never stood on the stage and went up there for the blind. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So, because before you obviously had like a really large YouTube following with what?
What, 50,000?
I did some stalking. What?
I think like 35,000.
It's like
35,000
35,000
yeah,
around
thank
there,
you.
yeah.
That's huge. So what? Let's see. What? Let me make sure I'm saying this right. So Lil Jon 2526.
Amazing name.
Lil Jon.
I wonder if it's the real Lil Jon.
That's
Said, I'm curious if there was ever a transition for her from singing on YouTube to singing in front of crowds, which is, I think, a great question. How was that?
Yeah, there definitely was a transition. I started YouTube when I was getting bullied, which is why I wanted to have an outlet that wasn't necessarily at school or with people I knew. So I started
How
making
old
those
were you?
videos. I was 15 when I posted my
wow.
first one. And I was like, you know what? Let's see what people online are saying. Because I was like, maybe if they tell me I'm okay, I can get some courage. But the response was amazing. Everybody was like, wait, you're actually pretty good. So I was like, okay. So I just started making more and more videos, getting more comfortable with myself. And then I remember doing a talent show. I think I was 16. I did my school's talent show, and I got second place. So I was like, oh my God, this is awesome. So that's when I was like, I'll just start performing.
And were you taking lessons back then at that time?
Yes, I was taking lessons from Gina Moretta, who taught Shakira, Gloria Estefan, Ricky Martin.
Wow.
She was like
Wow.
all those people in Miami she trained, and she was about 90 when she was teaching me, and I was with her for like
What?
5 years, and she passed away. And that's when she was she built my confidence so much. Like going to Gina every weekend and having her tell me like you're the best, and then going to school and getting bullied, but then going to Gina and being like you're the best. I was like, Gina's trained Shakira and Ricky Martin and all these greats. I feel like I should listen to her rather than these kids at school.
Yeah,
No,
So
but
it helped a lot, yeah.
it's incredible that you are speaking out, you know, and using the show to be able to. I think it's important to tell people that
Absolutely.
people that, I mean, because you're stunning, you're gorgeous, you're so talented. It baffles me that you could be, that people could have anything bad to say about
and it's
you,
not
you know?
always about, you know, the way you look or what. Sometimes people just want to bully you to bring you down because they're not comfortable with them. Like there's so many different ways that kids can attack each other, and it's so important to know that you have to detach yourself and have that outlet of like, you know, a hobby you like or something that you find pleasure in.
Well, it wasn't just where you found pleasure. It was also that she was building your self-esteem, your self-confidence,
Right.
your self-worth all that while. So that's pretty darn cool. That's like a Rocky story. You're like Rocky.
Yeah.
I think
You
it's
can do
great
it, Rock. You can do it.
that you're,
Climbing the
sharing,
stairs.
your story on this platform and hopefully inspiring so many people that, you know, maybe are going through the same thing. So I think
Yeah,
it's awesome.
hopefully. Thank you so much.
That's cool.
So, do you have any? I know this is like a question that we like to.
Go.
We like to ask you, Chris.
Oh no! What's your favorite? What's your favorite vocal warm-up?
Ooh.
Who would ask that?
Well, especially since we know now that you were trained by Gina. Like,
Yeah, we gotta.
Well,
talk to you.
Gina actually trained me like classically through opera because she was an opera singer. So our exercises would be more like.
Whoa.
And then I'd go like all the way up, like all the way
No
up.
kidding.
She would just
Oh my
like take
gosh.
me all the way up there, and I'd be like, Gina, I'm never gonna use this in my singing.
Look at my
but
face right now. I'm like,
I know.
that was so
You know what? though?
angelic.
I talked to an opera singer over the weekend, and I'm like, and he wants to go a little bit more mainstream, and I'm like, do you find that opera, that really technical training, makes it easier to do anything else? He said yes. What do you say?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah, because once you can do that, like you can.
What can't you do, right?
Exactly, and it opens you up so much. It doesn't
Wow.
get you so nailed into I should sound this way and I should. It's like you can do whatever you want. It's really great.
Huh. That's wild.
We need to start doing
So,
that.
so would you say that are those little things you were doing? I don't know what they're called, but
Me neither.
Would you say that's your favorite warm up or
No, I don't think it's my favorite warm up. I do one that's like it pushes the sound to the front of your mouth and it kind of relaxes your throat. It's a yawning exercise.
How do you do it?
And you keep your tongue down.
Yeah.
Oh, Johnny taught
And it
us the way
opens
to
up.
keep her tongue down.
Yeah.
Yeah, keeps the larynx nice and down
And
so you don't
down.
keep using your throat and straining. Because that was my problem. I was using my throat so much because I was like not breathing.
Right.
And then.
Well, I
that
would
helped
assume
a
that
lot.
that's probably really common, right?
Oh yeah, because
Yeah.
that's what you get the breathy sound with is by using your throat, and it's actually horrible for singers, but it sounds good, so who cares?
Yeah. No, that's right.
What about anything on the day of a big performance or something that you do, like superstitions or rituals or anything?
Well, let me tell you, there's no dairy in my vicinity when I'm performing on that
Oh.
day. Like, I remember on the audition day, they had like catering and there was like mac and cheese, and everyone was just looking at it like sad because we were like, we can't eat it. But
That's
yeah,
so
definitely
funny.
no dairy.
Yeah.
I don't do that much tea because tea dries me out, but I do like hot water and honey, or if I do tea, throat coat.
Because does honey create mucus though, or not really?
Usually when you're about to do a performance, I know for a lot of people they get dry mouth when they're stressed. their mouth just dries out, their whole body dries out. So the honey helps to lubricate it.
Got it.
That's just for me.
Right.
If you're phlegmy, then don't have that.
She's listening to your don't eat the dairy and all that stuff. She just did a beauty pageant yesterday. She just
Oh,
the
you
day
did?
before.
No, but
She
I
Miss
couldn't
Santa
eat-
Monica.
I couldn't
so she
eat
couldn't eat any of that
dairy,
stuff.
but I've been consuming. I've made up for lost time. So I've been.
Yes,
In the
right?
last 2 days, she's made up for.
So you were so when you went on for your blind audition, you were telling us that you actually were the last one to.
Yes.
The little insight that they don't tell you on the show, you were the last chair turn that Gwen had. Because when I watched it, you sang "Cheap Thrills" by Sia, which props to you because that's
Thank
such
you.
a hard song and you smashed it.
I don't think I've ever seen anybody do a song. Was that no? That was not your battles, right? That was your.
No, that was
your
Blind.
blind.
Yeah.
I've never seen anybody do a song like that for the blinds.
Well, and I was sitting there when I watched your performance. I was getting so angry because I was like, why haven't they turned around sooner? This is ridiculous. But then you told us that was actually Gwen was the only one that was able to
Yes.
turn around. So
Exactly. And I didn't even know that
Yeah,
either when I was on
when
stage.
did you find out?
Well, they don't tell us anything. You're backstage. You're like in this little tent in a holding room, so you're hearing like faintly what's going on. You hear the audience applaud, but you don't know like who has what. So I just went out on stage and I started singing, and I'm like, I am bombing this right now. Nobody's turning.
Oh, no.
I was like, okay, well, it's fine. I guess I'll go home. And then I'm like, all right, last note, let's do it. And I sing it, and then I see Gwen's chair turn around, and I was like, oh yes. It was crazy because I had no idea. And then when they all turned around, Adam was like, yeah, I would have turned for you, but you know, I don't have any spots. And Blake was like, me too. And I was like,
Oh.
what?
Right,
was
it sounds like it came really close to you not even going on. I mean, if you were that late in the, they could have stopped it right before you. And
Yes, actually, I think Chris Blue got Alicia's last spot right after me, and then that was it, and nobody else
Yikes.
got to
my
go
God.
on.
Man, the stars sure lined up for you. You sent the email, you got there, the last one. It's like, wow.
And now she's in the knockouts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. There you go.
yeah, so let's talk about your Battle Rounds performance that was on tonight, which we just watched, and it was amazing. You performed with Brandon,
Yes.
who is from the U.S. Virgin Islands.
He was freaking good in that performance, too.
Incredible. Like,
Yeah.
how does he sing those notes?
No clue.
I don't. He impressed
But
me
he
all
was
the
intimidated
time.
by your high notes.
I know. When I was
Yeah.
watching that, he was like, Davina's incredible. I was like, what? I was like, Brandon's the one.
No,
I was
you were
like,
incredible, but he was intimidated by your high notes specifically. He said that. He's like, yeah, I think she's got a little edge.
Oh, there it goes. Listen.
You got your sass together.
Also,
there.
can I just say, I didn't know, and how many millions of times have I heard that song by The Weeknd? I didn't know that the words were codependent
yeah, I never really
until
listened
you
to the
sang it, and I
lyrics,
was
yeah.
like, oh, that's what he's saying. So thanks for
Yeah.
having good pronunciation.
what do they call that?
Because now
Diction.
I know.
Diction,
Yeah.
And you said that you didn't know if this was gonna get montaged or not. So it's not like they tell you much.
No, they don't. They just say like, this is gonna be your episode, but they don't tell you if you're gonna montage or air or anything. So
They're just keeping you on the edge. So yeah, that was. What was it like? First of all, I had watched an interview with you on YouTube where you had said that some of your like musical inspirations were like Mariah, Christina, and Celine.
yes.
No.
So then all of a sudden
That
I
was
was like,
amazing.
wait a minute. How was that? Did you have any idea? Like, what was that day like?
Incredible. Like, they don't tell you. All they told us was like, you'll know who it is. You'll know who it is. They wouldn't tell us anything. So I actually was like, oh my God, is it gonna be Adele? Like, it has to be somebody we know. And then I was like,
Right.
it has to be Celine Dion. What if it's Celine Dion? And everybody was laughing because Johnny and Sammy were singing a Celine song. So they were like, it can't be Celine because we're singing her song. They wouldn't do that to us. And sure enough, it was Celine Dion, and incredible. I walk into the room and I'm just like, because my mom, French American, like when I was growing up,
Oh,
she
yeah.
was playing Celine Dion in the car every single day. It was Celine all the time. So I grew up listening to her. She was like
Wow.
one of my biggest idols. And then I saw her in the room and I was just like, this isn't real. And she greets me in French and I'm like, how do you even know who I am?
What was the biggest piece of advice she gave you when she was
Yeah.
coaching you?
Oh my
Thing that made
gosh.
the biggest
Yeah.
impact.
Wow,
Yeah.
actually, this is crazy. This didn't even air. When the cameras turned off, she actually came by. This was actually after the rehearsal when she was telling me, be less sweet, be nastier on stage. You know, we want you to be sassy and all
Yeah.
that. So she pulls me aside when the cameras are off and she takes my hands and she just like looks me in the eyes and she's like, what I said about losing your sweetness, I only meant that for the stage. But I want you to keep, because I can tell you're a sweet girl and you have a very kind heart, and I want you to keep it that way because the world needs more people like you. And I was like, what is happening right now?
That's literally gonna stay with you forever.
Yeah.
That
She
is so
and the
cool.
cameras were off. Like, she didn't say it for anybody but me, and she was looking into my eyes, and I felt like she could just see who I was. And she was like, always be
That is so
you,
cool.
keep going, all this stuff. She gave me a big hug, and I was like,
So she is as sweet as she seems.
amazing.
But-
She's a force. Like,
AfterBuzz TV exclusive.
That's an exclusive.
Yes.
You know what was
heard it
really
here
cool
first.
though? The advice that she gave you to turn it up and ratchet up that whatever she was calling it. What did she say? The meanness? Or?
like sassiness.
The
She wanted more
sassiness.
attitude.
It was spot on
But
because
you-
it made that much of an impact in your performance. You could see it, you
Absolutely.
could feel it, and how
Yes.
neat that she gives you the opposite.
And it's
Yeah.
crazy because I used to think, like, I'm not that sweet on stage. Like, I'm not like that. But after watching it back, it's
It's
like,
that
wow.
ferociousness. Where
Exactly.
You go,
Like, I really had to bring it out because I guess the years of bullying kind of made me turn the lack of confidence into a sweetness, into like,
Yeah.
I'm a shy girl, when really inside it was like, I'm scared out of my life. But then Celine helped me bring out that, like, don't be scared of them. Like, we know you're sweet, we know you have a good heart. Just show them that you
It's,
can
it's
do
kind
it.
of that Sasha
Yeah.
Fierce type thing, you know?
Yes, like an alter ego.
Yeah, like just like
Look
yeah.
at Chris knowing his Beyonce references.
Hey, I don't know who you could have gotten that would have been better than Celine Dion.
No.
I mean, from a
Right?
vocal perspective.
Right?
What are they gonna give you? I mean, what? There's Celine, Mariah Carey, maybe. It's like, but Celine's
Celine's
it,
good.
isn't it?
Like,
Yeah.
It's
oh,
like-
she's incredible.
Okay, so Betsy asks, do you have a favorite for the favorite? Do you have a favorite win other than you? Who do you feel is your biggest competition?
Oh,
That's a good question.
And is everyone in your family supportive?
Oh, that's a lot of questions.
wow.
Okay,
one?
so let's maybe we'll focus on one. Like who, like I guess who are you the biggest fan of on the show?
I love everyone. Everyone
Yeah.
is so good, and that's the thing. Like, everyone's amazing. I love Jessie. Jessie's incredible. Guitar shreds on guitar. Jesse's great. Mark is amazing. I love Mark. We were like really close friends. Autumn was my roommate, so we were super tight. Love Autumn.
Yeah, Johnny told us that you guys do laundry together.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That
Did
was
Johnny
like a
say
big
she was
hangout
down there in the
time.
laundry room hanging out and?
Yeah, do you hang in the laundry room?
I did a lot of laundry over there. It was,
I think he said that's where they kind of would like hang.
Just kind of hang. That
Yeah,
was like
when they're
the
waiting.
We
water
got the
fountain.
inside scoop.
Yeah.
We know about the laundry room.
And we also know about the party room too.
Johnny's room was the party room.
Oh, that's what he said.
what he said, yeah.
He was across the hall from Josie and I. We were like really across the hall. So anytime we were bored, we'd be like, Johnny. Yeah, just bother him all the time.
I love to hear that because on the show it just seems like such a good energy and that everybody is so sweet and supportive.
Yes.
So I love to see that is actually
It's
the case.
1,000% that way.
So for tonight's results, obviously, spoiler alert, but Gwen. I love these sound
I
cues
know.
are on point tonight.
Yes.
So Gwen decided to pick Brandon,
Yes.
which was such a like I couldn't have done that. Like I would have just been like, no, I quit my job. I want them both.
Oh, yeah.
So how are you feeling? I know somebody asked in the live chat. Let's see, who asked it here, just so I can give you a little shout out. Betsy again wants to know, like, were you disappointed when Gwen? Like,
Oh,
what-
what was going through your mind?
Yeah,
Oh,
what was
man.
going through your mind? Did you think somebody would turn for it? You know,
Nothing prepares you to lose on national TV. That's what I'll say. It's heartbreaking because you work so hard. But we were going for a win and a steal. Like, going into it, Brandon and I knew both of us are getting through. No matter what happens, we need to go for a steal. Like, that was the motto. So, I mean, I was kind of crumbled because I knew that Adam had, like, there was like 8 pairs after me or something, and that was Adam's. And I was like, there's no way Adam's gonna use his last steal on me. There's no way, because there's 8 pairs. Like, he's gonna want to see everybody. So I was kind of like, damn, I guess I'm going home. My heart sank. It's just like, you have to keep a happy face.
How do you do
kind
that? How do
of.
you maintain composed when you're devastated?
So much willpower. And a lot of nam yoga to keep my
Nam
inner
yoga.
strength.
I love how Adam was like, blah, blah, steal.
Right?
amazing.
I died
That was
because
great.
that's the thing. Once you're giving your speech, you're like, I guess I'm out of here.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah,
like,
sure.
Gwen, it was
Yeah.
great. And I hear Adam go blah blah blah
Yeah.
and hit this and I face in the hands. I couldn't.
He could have waited
And I was
longer. They do
crying.
sometimes.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, wait till you get to the last.
Word.
You poor thing. You've had the last
last chair turn for Gwen, last steal for Adam.
But you knew that he liked you, though, from your blind audition. He said that he would have turned for you if he had more spots on his teams.
Exactly. I knew that he liked me, but I didn't know that he was going to use his last steal for. I was like, I didn't know I was worth it.
Of course.
The good news is, though, even after you've been stolen, is that everybody's still on an equal playing field because you have just as much chance as anybody else to go the distance, right? So it's like, I'm through. It's clean, it's clear, I can still win the thing.
It goes from I'm off the show and my life is over to I can still win this entire thing. It's like a whirlwind of emotion.
And have you gotten to work with Adam yet? I mean,
yes,
you can't say too much.
I'm not allowed to say too much, but yes.
Well, you work with him for the knockout round. So what did you learn from Gwen, and then what did you learn different from Adam?
Gwen is very all about girl power. She's like, because she gets me, you know, she's a girl in the industry. She knows that we have to prove a lot more than men do. Sorry, guys. Like, yes, we have the sexiness, but if we don't want to be sexy, if we don't want to show our bodies, then we have to work like 1,000% harder, you know?
Absolutely.
That's how I feel, though, too.
Yeah, you know, you get it. But Gwen was so supportive with, like, own your girl power, own the stage, command attention, you know, all that stuff. And Adam was more direct, like, you need to bring it here, here, and here. I want you to do this here. Like, it's very different. I can't say that I had a favorite between the two, but
no, but it's super cool that you were able to learn from both, which is you know
from
really unique.
And from John Legend, is John Legend still there or no?
No,
okay.
No.
So speaking of all three, because I know we've talked that, you know, and the running joke of the season is like you get, if you're with Gwen, you get Blake in addition.
Did you get any Blake?
So, did you get any?
Like, no, actually, they did a great job of keeping it professional and then really like laying it down when it came time to rehearsals and stuff.
He wasn't sneaking in.
No.
Okay, well, because with that, I'm a big fan of Adam Levine's wife, Bahati Prince Salud.
Yes.
Has she made any appearances?
No.
Okay,
no.
that's what I'm rooting
But you
for
know what?
you.
When I hugged Adam after like we had rehearsal, he smelled like baby powder, and I was like, "You're probably the best dad ever." It was the cutest thing ever.
Is Adam as sexy as he looks on
Absolutely.
TV?
Yes.
I know Chris isn't a fan, but I actually love his hair.
No, I'm not
Blonde, I
I
liked
do
it too, right?
No, the color I think is horrific. You know, I mean, I've got a man crush on Adam, but his color of his hair is horrific right now.
I can't say anything. I love you, Team Adam.
Oh yeah,
She's Team Adam now.
but when Blake called him Ellen, that was the best.
Oh, that was amazing. That was the best.
Tonight was like Guy Fieri.
Guy Fieri. I remember that.
Adam's awesome though. I love Adam.
Yeah, he's great.
Awesome. Okay, so let's kind of go over. We'll talk about like last night's episode and tonight's, and you can tell us like if you have like if you're close with any
Ooh, any
of them, or
insiders.
if you
Give
have
us some
any
gossip.
special moments with them. So Josh and T-Soul, this was last night. So Josh and T-Soul went and sang Midnight Hour, and they picked T-Soul. So are you like?
I love T-Soul.
T-Souls?
Oh yeah, I'm a T-Souler for sure.
Yeah.
I have his T-shirt. He has the T-Soul shirts. He gave me one for free. I found out people were paying for them. I was like, oh. But he gave me one for free. He was like, take a T-Soul shirt. And I was like, try to say
it 10 times fast.
T-Soul T-shirt.
T-Soul shirt. T-Soul t-shirt.
T-sold T-shirts by
And
the seashore. I can't. Yeah.
Another hard one was Vanessa, who's from Brooklyn.
Yes,
and
and
very
Autumn.
Janelle Monáe vibe for me, and Autumn, who was like a little figure skater. That was a rough one for me because they're both so talented.
Yeah.
But she got stolen, and I was so happy about that.
Yeah, so they both got stolen, but like, do you have from the two, like, do you have any personal?
I mean, they're both incredible, but obviously Autumn was my roommate, so I'm like, for my girl Autumn, like she's my girl.
Yeah.
We got so close. Like she's amazing. She showed me all her figure skating videos and stuff, and
That's
talks about the
cool.
kids she teaches. So cute.
whenever you guys are roommates, like, do you have like girl slumber party moments?
Oh, all the time.
Just like, what do you watch on Netflix?
Is this the kind of
we
interview
always
we're
say-
doing? Really, girl slumber parties? Come on.
And then we talk about fashion too.
But like, they can watch the show and see
All
that,
right,
but
all
you know,
right,
like
all right.
this is when the real stuff comes
Okay.
out.
We always said they should do an after the voice kind of like behind the voice because
Yeah.
so
Totally.
much stuff would happen when we weren't on like I feel like more stuff happened off camera than on camera as far as like behind the scenes
Funny
stuff
stuff.
and like you know, who had crushes on who and all this kind of stuff. No, it's not happening. I'm not outing anybody, but
Oh, totally. Give us one. Give us one. Maybe one you didn't like.
well, everybody was.
The truth comes out.
No, let her speak. Let her speak. What
Well, everybody obviously was obsessed with Mark. Because he's the teen heartthrob. He was like, so all the little girls loved Mark.
Oh, that's what I said. Those
Mark?
dimples.
I can't even remember Mark.
Yeah, he's the one that's always smiling. Every time he would be like, "Yo, what's the good?"
He's like he has the Bieber vibe.
The little
God. She loves Justin Bieber too. I don't get it.
All the girls loved Mark.
Justin Bieber.
Speaking of girl talk, we were having a major moment with your outfit.
We
that
loved
you wore
it.
Oh,
tonight.
thank you.
We
Oh,
loved
it was
it.
beautiful. I liked it.
Like it was almost very Gwen. Like I could totally see Gwen rocking that. So
Yep.
do you get what's the secrets behind the wardrobe? Like do you get to pick it out? Do you get to keep any of it?
So the wardrobe is like it depends on for what. For the knockouts or for the battles. Yeah. For the battles, they kind of give you this rack and they say, okay, pick like what you want. And I remember going and seeing that jacket and I was like, that's really pretty.
This guy, Mark?
Yeah, that's Mark. And I'm actually wearing the jeans from the knockout. These are the jeans.
Oh, can we see?
Yes, they're Paige jeans.
Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. I
They're
screwed
super
it up.
cute.
I asked the
There
wrong
we go.
thing.
I give you some slack.
What? I'll
She
just
had
do
the
this.
now you had the shortcut jacket.
Yeah, I had this crop top and the jacket and these jeans, and I was actually supposed to wear heels. At first, I was like last minute, I remember being in those heels, and Gwen, I remember her saying, I always go on stage with my Doc Martens and I command that attention. You don't need heels. So I was like, I'm gonna change these heels. And I saw these beautiful shiny boots right there on the rack, and this was like, I think the day of or the day before, and I was like, can I wear those boots instead? And they were like, sure. And I was like, yes. So I had those like Doc Martens, and I think I've never felt more powerful than in a sequined jacket and Doc Martens.
And you looked it. You rocked that
beautiful.
stage. And
Thank
you're
you.
in like just now when you stood up, we're like, she is in such great shape. What do you do?
You said that earlier,
That's
too.
what I
Yeah.
that's what I was saying earlier. What do you do? Like do you
Mom
are
yoga?
you a workout fan?
No, I
Mom's
We
going,
know
yeah.
you.
I do yoga. I do. I just eat. My mom taught me how to eat well since I was little. She would never let us go to McDonald's or any fast food places. We were miserable because of it, but now we're very thankful because she taught us really good eating habits.
yeah.
So I eat very healthy, I would say. I don't eat that much meat. I just I eat everything. I just eat a little bit of everything.
Are you
I don't like to restrict
good
myself.
Cook? That's
Yeah, I learned it all
French
from
cuisine.
my French mother. and my
But
French
you said you grew
grandmother.
up at Club Med, so did you go crazy at the buffets?
Oh
Come on,
my
get real.
gosh,
The
the
chocolate
buffets
bread?
at Club
Le
Med?
pain au chocolat?
Yes.
Hey.
And their little hamburger bars and hot dog bars. That was when we would go crazy at Club Med and we would get Slurpees because we were like, Mom can't say anything now. It's vacation.
that's hilarious. And what about like hidden talents or like things that like
Hidden talents,
like we
wow.
obviously know you're extremely talented and can sing, but aside from music, what do you like?
talents.
What do you enjoy?
Oh, well. I love stand-up.
Stand-up comedy?
Yeah, I love stand-up comedy. I love watching it. I love writing it. I don't know if I would ever be able to perform it because I'm like so self-conscious about it, but it's so fun to me. I did improv comedy actually at UCB, and I went all the way up to level 4, but then I stopped because I had the voice and I was like doing
Oh,
singing.
that's incredible.
That's so cool.
Have you ever taken a stand-up class?
Not stand-up. I've done a bunch of improv, which is kind of like stand-up because
Kinda
there's a lot of
similar, yeah.
stuff thrown at you and you
Yeah.
have to make it funny. I just love everything about entertainment, writing, acting, singing.
So can you see
Writing,
yourself doing more of that too after the voice?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Anything that's like performance based, I think is such a beautiful thing because you can express yourself in so many different ways.
Well, and I love that you're not just a one-trick pony. Like I always say, I'm a fan of artists that like have eggs in different baskets, you know, and so obviously that's you. So that's why you're on my voice app team.
Oh! Hold on. Prove it.
I will prove it.
I've actually
Is she on your
We
team?
have our
I haven't
teams.
even seen my face on the app yet.
Okay, I'll show you. No, I want to show it first.
Oh my god, look at my face.
She's on my team, Mom.
Oh, wait, who else
now
is on
you're
your
getting
team?
mom
Okay, you
approval.
got Brandon, Johnny, Hunter. Oh my god, I love Hunter.
I like Hunter's voice.
Hunter
He's really
is
awesome.
incredible. I'm like his #1 fan.
Oh,
'Cause-
you know, I only have 4 people. I only have 4 people.
So you didn't put her on your team?
No, she's on my team.
All right.
And Johnny, obviously, Chris.
Jay Chosen is
and Jay
incredible.
Chosen.
Jay Chosen is also another guy who like is close to everyone. He's incredible.
Oh.
Like one of the most fun people I've ever
See,
seen.
I wanted to vote for. I wanted to have on my team Jack, Jack Cassadee, just because I love the Cassadees. You know, I love David Cassadee. I love Sean Cassadee. I think he must be David Cassadee's son. Is he? Are you not sure?
I have no idea.
Huh.
I didn't even know. I mean, I just saw him
Do
as
you know
like
who they
Jack.
are?
Oh yeah. Like I mean,
I think
after I looked it up and I was like, wait a minute, this family.
And you know Katie Cassadee, don't you?
Yes.
From Arrow. Yeah. She's,
Yes. Yeah, very successful family. Good
Yeah,
for you,
no
Jack.
Do you get any? Okay, so tonight we saw Kawan, am I saying Kawan, and Malik. They for Team Adam, they sang "Love Me Now" by John.
Now there was a bit of a thing online about them.
Well, and there was even on the show there was like this tension, and Adam was like, "You're not prepared enough."
John Legend came down on him.
John Legend. So
I know they were really tough on
Did you
them.
see all that?
Was there any drama behind the scenes with that?
I think because they were performing a John Legend song and John Legend was their coach, that they felt a lot more pressure to perform it better. Because I remember with Sammy and Johnny, they were practicing all night because they were like, if we're gonna be in front of Celine Dion doing her song, we need to make this crazy.
Right.
So
they had the dedication, and these two guys didn't seem to show it.
I don't know. I wasn't around for their rehearsals. We weren't even on the same team.
You think
so
they're
I
lazy?
Don't know.
You think they're slackers, don't you?
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Not what you said.
Not at all.
Exclusive.
I think sometimes the song choice can really mess you up. Definitely. So I mean, I think it might have just been the song choice for them. Maybe they just don't connect with it. Maybe I don't know. I thought they did amazing. I love Malik and Kawan.
But like they had flipped the pronoun. This is what John was saying on the interview. He's like, you flip the pronoun. It's like it's supposed to be who's going to kiss you when I'm gone, and he said who's going to kiss me when I'm gone. He said you changed that one word and it changed the whole meaning. It seemed like a little thing for him to get irritated about.
What you don't see actually is when they give you the song and everything, you really only have like 24 hours to prepare before you're in front of that person. Sometimes less. Sometimes they would give us our songs like the night before. We had to go meet with so it's a lot of like, if you're not ready to like stay up all night and get that song grinded in your head and like because you wanna, then sometimes it can.
Well, they could have been a
against
little
you.
bit nervous too.
That's
as
what
well,
I'm saying. Like there's
so.
so
Could've been
much that
anything.
goes into it. Long hours, nerves, being in front of like this legend, John Legend.
Yeah.
Do you have any say? Let's say they give you the song and you're like, oh, that doesn't work for my range, or that like you. There's no.
Nope.
No say. Like even with like key change or anything like that.
They're pretty flexible with if you want to arrange it a certain way. They're pretty flexible with that. I remember for my blind though, I wanted to change Cheap Thrills because I don't sing songs that are that upbeat. I usually, when I take an upbeat pop song, I completely change it. I make it acoustic or stripped down.
Yeah, on your YouTube channel.
So when they were like, "No, you're singing it at that tempo," I was like, "No!" But I had to. Yeah, I just grind it, and I was like, "If this is what I'm dealt with, I need to just like make this song mine." Yeah.
That's awesome.
How did you decide Cheap Thrills?
Well, I love Sia. Sia is incredible. And I just thought that song would have been perfect. I kind of wanted to do it like a piano song, like, baby, I don't, like, make it a whole thing.
Wow.
But it didn't work out. But,
They wouldn't let you do that? Is that what you're saying?
yeah. I mean, it didn't work out.
So we've talked about Brandon a little bit, your battle
Yes.
partner. Can you talk about your relationship with him a little bit more?
I met Brandon at the Blinds, actually. I didn't meet a lot of people at the Blinds because I was in my room by myself. But I met Brandon, and I remember he was like, yeah, I'm an EMT. And I was like, what's your grossest story? And that's how we bonded. And, of course, he was telling me about, like, severed body parts. He told me, though, that the most gruesome out of everything was childbirth. He said, I will never witness a childbirth again in my life. This man has seen severed parts, severed heads, and he's like, childbirth is where I draw the
This
line.
is good information. Thank you.
Yeah, right? Just don't go through it, I guess.
Yeah. I tried
Miracle
once,
of
yeah,
life,
yeah.
not worth it.
It's gross.
But we bonded a lot through that, and the fact that he lives in Orlando and I'm from Florida. I was like, yo, my friends go to UCF, and it was really cool. Yeah, he's amazing. He's so sweet.
So I know she had asked you before, and you kind of. But if you were to pick one winner, who would you pick other than you?
One winner other
One
than
person.
me. Ooh, okay, I need to just say Jay Chosen. Like I
Really?
feel something when he sings. He's just perfect. I think anybody could win at this point because everyone is on their game perfect, different sound. Like every time I hear someone sing, I'm floored. But Jay Chosen just has that like smoothness, and it looks effortless for him, which is what I love to see in a singer. Like when I watch Ariana Grande on stage, I'm like, how? But I also love it. Like I just want to watch it even more because when a singer makes something look so flawless and just like, yeah, I'm singing, but they're hitting these notes, and you're like,
You got a little
It's a
Ariana
beautiful-
thing going on.
oh my God, really?
Yeah, totally.
okay. She's my everything. I love Ariana Grande so much. That's the biggest compliment I could ever receive. Thank you so much.
That's how I roll.
Thank you. You just know. You just know.
What about okay, so another steal that happened tonight was Stephanie and Caroline.
Yes.
So Caroline's only 16 and she's going to school in between, which is crazy, and she was another fellow team winner. How, like, is she back there doing homework while she's on the show? I mean, like, how, because it's got to be hard for you as it is, like you're saying, just juggling everything, and then poor thing is in school. Like,
yeah,
when do you do it?
I felt bad for the minors because they have to go to school while they're on set, even on their audition days or on their days they have to battle or do anything. They have to put in their hour of school at least, and that's tough. Like, I can't imagine, first of all, going through high school, having to like go back after you're like on TV, thinking of that whole thing. Like, I mean, I'm sure it's really nice, but I'm sure it's a lot of pressure also. Like, I feel crazy. These kids are so young and they're doing something so big
and a lot
that
of
I'm
people
just
know
like,
who they are now and stuff, and maybe treat them differently. So
yeah, if you flip it around, it's got to be really exciting for them too to be going from school to there.
Yeah.
It's like
it's like a dream come true for sure, but it's a lot. Like having to just, okay, I'll do my homework now backstage. Literally, I remember Hannah doing her homework backstage before going on in her wardrobe.
Are you helping them at all?
I tried, but I don't know what these kids are learning nowadays.
Now you're sounding old, right?
Well, we're just so excited that we were able to have you on. I know you've got, speaking of busy schedules, the fact that you were able to come by and see us. Johnny last week said that our studio looked like a karaoke room, so we were like,
kind of.
maybe we'll get, like, as things advance, maybe we'll get some of you guys back on and
It'd be
do
great to
some
have you
karaoke.
here all together at the same time. That'd be cool.
Yes.
This will be the party room.
Like a little reunion.
Yes, please.
Johnny brings the party. I know a show I hosted last night, we did, like, we all wore our pajamas and had, like donuts and cookies and things. So
she really loved them.
That sounds like my kind of party.
So maybe we would love to have you back.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
We're so proud of you.
Totally.
You're killing it, and I know you can't say much, but what, as an ending question, what do you think we can expect to see from you coming up?
Yes, thank you.
Coming up, I think you'll see a lot more of me and who I am as an artist and what I like to sing and how I do my thing, I guess.
And it went Team Adam, so that's incredible. Yeah. And also, you guys have to check out her other stuff that's on YouTube. So where can they find you online?
On Twitter, my handle is @Davina Leone. Instagram, Davina_Leone. On YouTube, it's Davina Leone. I have a bunch of videos on there. I'm on SoundCloud. I'm on Tumblr. I'm on We Heart It. Y'all can find me everywhere.
Are you on Musically?
No, that's the one
Musically.
I'm not on.
She's everywhere. Oh, and from our other fellow lovely panelists, where can they find you guys too?
You guys can find me, Allie Bailey _1 on Twitter and Instagram.
And you can find me listening to Davina's songs on YouTube. I'll tell you what, man, she did one, and I'm going to give my contact. But she did one. She took Maroon 5's song, that one, I Don't Want to Know. And I didn't know it was a Maroon 5 song when I listened to it. It was like so different. Yeah, it was cool.
I
you
love
did it up different, like
the
you said.
Kanye one. I was like, oh, she's doing some Kanye.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yes.
We're so happy to have you here, and you just, your battle just aired tonight, so it's really cool.
Yeah.
To have you here first, so thank you.
Get me
Thank
at Chris
you all
Howard
so
Live.
much.
Chris Howard Live, Twitter and Instagram.
And you can find me on all social media at Brooke Lacey H. And comment below. We do like to interact with you guys, or tweet us, hashtag us, whatever the
All of that stuff.
cool kids are doing.
Put your
these
team
days.
together. Put your team together.
Yes, and
vote Davina.
duh. So
Team Davina.
we will see you guys next week. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will buzz you later.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.